helped to find missing 18-year-old Jayden McComber. He's reported to have left home around 11:30 Wednesday evening. Police say there are suspicious circumstances surrounding his disappearance and that his vehicle has been tracked to the Glen Allen area, Virginia Beach, and King William County.
This is Passion Shurz, a 28-year-old and mom of two. She hasn't been seen since March 19th. Now her family fears this is yet another missing and Indigenous people case, and they're calling for more urgency in the search.
So I got two cases I'm going to bring to you in this episode. One is a 18-year-old who was missing out of Virginia. There is a body that was found, but there's no reports on who the body is, if it's his or not. But this person who's missing out of Virginia, bizarre circumstances. Another one is about a woman who was reported missing. Now, her body has been found in the canal. I'm going to bring both of these stories to you. Stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel, like it says on the hat right here, which you can get the collection down below or to the side. And I am the host of Fugitive TV. The reason why this is Fugitive TV is because I was once on the run from the law myself for 15 years. I did some white collar crime, left, lived in different countries under different names. Things started to catch up. I turned myself in. Now I'm a motivational speaker. I own multiple companies. And now what I do is I have this channel where I try and help locate missing individuals or bring awareness to missing individuals that need to be, needs to spread out. Or I take a look at crimes that I think also need a different perspective. So some of these crimes, I will actually dig deeper than what the big news media will bring you. Whether it hurts some feelings or not, I will bring it to you, okay? Well, today I have two stories for you. The first story is going to be on a missing individual named Jayden McComber, okay? Jaden McComber is out of Virginia. Now I'm going to read to you real quick. This is from WTVR. It says, this teenager is missing. His truck has been tracked all over Virginia. Jayden McComber left his home on Richmond Street in Hopeville around 11:30 p.m. on March 26th, 2026, and has not been seen since. He was last seen driving a gray Chevrolet Silverado with a Virginia license plate TCL 7303. Police tracked the vehicle to Glen Allen, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and King William County. Police and McComber's family are concerned due to the suspicious circumstances of his disappearance. The family said it's unusual for Jayden not to communicate. I'm just updating this so I can actually see more. So the police said, his family says, are they concerned because it's suspicious circumstances of his disappearance? The family said it's unusual for Jayden not to communicate with them. Let me click more onto this article so I can see if it gives me a little more information for you guys. So McComber is described as a black male, 18 years old, 5 feet 6 inches tall, 170 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. All right. Now, what makes this, I guess, kind of odd is, first of all, his truck has been spotted on flock cameras. If you guys don't know what flock cameras is a camera that can track your license plate. It can also track in real time. Now, I'm going to describe to you something I really don't understand what's going on with this, because I know firsthand, okay, if they're tracking his truck, they can get to it like this and pull it over. And I'm going to tell you that in a bit. But they did find his phone. Well, reports are saying that his phone was found at a construction site, okay? I don't know if this is true, but reports are saying that his phone was found at a construction site. Now, here's another thing I'm going to read to you from a post that gives you a little more detail of where his truck has been seen at, so you can get the idea. Now, I'm not familiar with this area of Virginia. I've really never spent too much time in Virginia. I've drove through a couple times. That's about it. Now, his truck has been spotted in these different places. Now, here's a a comment that I read online. It says the different parts of Virginia they've traveled to is so bizarre. The fact that they started in Hopewell, drove about 45 to 60 minutes to Glen Allen, then all the way towards Kings Dominion to end up just casually cruising the strip of Virginia Beach is wild. I really hope this boy is found safe and the person responsible for his disappearance is caught. So like I said, they keep spotting the truck, I should say, in different areas. Now, I did tell you there was a body that was found. This body was found next to a private property, and I believe it was a person riding an ATV. Now, they have not identified the body yet. Some people are saying it's been identified as Jayden McComber. Some people are saying it's not. It is very hard to tell, to get an official report if this is him or not without talking to a member of the family. So I don't know if this is him that's been found or not been found. Like I said, you get a lot of people saying it was, and you get people saying it wasn't. I did reach out to a family member, so I'm hoping to hear back soon from them.
In a heavily wooded area in Sparta, on the east side of 301 in Caroline County, Sheriff Scott Moser says his deputies and detectives worked a deeply disturbing scene Friday afternoon.
We're actually working this as a homicide.
The Caroline County Sheriff's Office cannot confirm if it's the body of an 18-year-old missing teen from Hopewell, Jayden McComber.
So I believe this is the area where Jayden was found in. For you guys that might know the situation better than me, correct me if I'm wrong. Because a lot of times when they find bodies, they never give you, I'm sorry, not Jayden, sorry about that, but the body was found in. We don't know if it's Jayden or not, okay? So a lot of times when they find these bodies, they never give you the specific address. You have to hunt down for it. But as you see, let's go to the land view. This is a very rural area, very rural area. And like I was telling you before, like people were saying, you really have to know your way around, okay, to get around this area. And that's what a lot of people were saying. Like you see, it looks like a dirt trail right here. I'm not sure. Let's go on the road. Look at this. So they were saying you really have to know your way around in the area. So there's a lot of shrubbery, a lot of rural area, no street lights, no nothing. Now, the area where they did find the body at, what is interesting is Jayden had an air tag. Now they are saying that the area where the body was found at is the last place his air tag pinged to. So that makes this even very, very weird that this could be him or maybe not. Now, the area where they found his body at, or I shouldn't say his body, but found a body at, I heard it's an area where not good things happen in this area. And you really have to know the area to, I guess, know how to get to that area or navigate that area is what I heard. I heard it's a really rural area. So because it's really rural, a lot of things go down in that area because there's nobody there, no police, stuff like that. I heard there's drug activity going on there, transactions activity, all kind of stuff goes on in that area where they found this body at. And not only that, reports are saying that's where his air tag last pinged to. Not the truck, but the air tag.
I can tell you, after speaking with McComber's family this afternoon, this is an area in the 2100 block of Newtown in Caroline that his air tag last pinged. Where I'm standing is about 1.5 miles from where the body was found.
We had a landowner report that he had seen a body on the property while he was out riding his ATV.
The area roped off and forensics collected evidence. The body about 50 yards through this gate on the beaten path off Bagby Road. It'll be taken to the medical examiner's office in downtown Richmond for a manner and cause.
And we're going to do everything we can to resolve this matter.
Deputies reaching out to other jurisdictions for help in the case, adding they are committed to ensuring whoever is involved is held accountable.
Now, here's another weird thing. I told you his truck is being pretty much spotted on flock cameras. Now, the pictures of the truck, some pictures show stickers on the back, and then other pictures are showing no stickers. So it's like they took the stickers off the truck and almost like they're driving it around like they own the truck. Now, I told you I'll tell you a little bit more about flock cameras. I know personally that they can catch you in real time. Now, I don't know why they haven't done with this individual, whoever's driving the truck. I know this because I was in Las Vegas not too long ago, okay? A family had me go out to Las Vegas to look for somebody. So I went out there to help look for the person they needed, for me to help look for. So I was out there and I was driving around. Now, I was driving around, I was by Fremont Street. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Vegas, you have the main strip, which everybody knows. Then you have Fremont Street, which is pretty much almost like downtown Vegas. It's not the strip. Fremont Street is actually like old Vegas. It's old Vegas, okay? Before all the fancy stuff went on the strip, Fremont was there. And if you ever look at music videos or videos of Fremont Street, it'll have the big LED, like half the dome above it. That's how you know that's Fremont Street, okay? So I was driving by Fremont Street on the way to a location. Passed by a police officer, okay? So I'm driving, he passed by me, then all of a sudden he turns around and gets right behind me, pulls me over within about 30 seconds. After that, all kind of police came out of nowhere, helicopter, everything, guns to my head, had me get out the car. Now, this was not long ago. This was maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So guns to my head, get out the car. Now, I can't explain everything that's going on with the situation because I have a legal issue going on with them right now, okay? But all I can say is that the cop ran my plate number wrong. Not only that, the flock camera ran the plate number wrong. I was driving a rental car, and because both of them ran the plate number wrong, the plate came back to a stolen Porsche. I wasn't even driving a Porsche, okay? Not even driving a Porsche, but it came back to a stolen Porsche. The flock camera followed me in real time, and because it followed me in real time, the cops, that's why they were right there, because they, I guess they were getting these alerts, like the stolen Porsches here, okay? So I got followed in real time, all thanks to the flock camera reading the plate wrong and the cop getting behind me and reading the plate wrong too. They were both 1 digit off. So we don't know if the cop actually ran the plate or he was just going off the flock camera. And the reason why 1 digit was off is because of the simple letter 1 or L, okay? I guess the flock cameras sometimes have, they can't distinguish if it's the letter L or the number 1. I have no idea. But anyways, obviously nothing happened. They figured out that they read the camera wrong. They let me go 10 minutes later, but it was a scary situation with guns to my head. I mean, they could have terminated me right there on the spot if I made the wrong move. Luckily, I was calm, obeyed, and then a sergeant came and they let me go. And that's pretty much what I can speak on the situation because, like I said, legal matters are going on with that right now. But I know from that it can happen in real time. So I don't know why, if this truck is being spotted on a flock camera continuously, why they can't get him in real time. This is something that I would like to get an answer to. And I've reached out to the sheriff's department, and I've got no answer to this. But we will find out. Like I said, there was a body found, but they have not confirmed if it was him or not. So I will keep you updated on this.
At a Scottsdale park, volunteers posting flyers with one face on them. Passion Shurz.
The biggest thing that concerns me is that it's an atypical situation. She doesn't normally leave and not contact her family.
The Missing in America network jumped in after the family reached out for help because Passion left behind important items she normally carries.
She had left behind her wallet, her little purse that she carries around. So that was a red flag for us. It's really not okay with me, considering that she is still my child and she's left everything, all her belongings, so I'm just really distraught that not enough is being done.
The Salt River Police Department posted this flyer on social media asking for the public's help. ABC 15 reached out to the department multiple times this week and has not heard back.
Now, this next situation is very sad. This is about a woman who's 28 years old, okay? And I'm going to tell you why it's sad, all right? Because She has been missing since March 22nd, and there really hasn't been a lot of news on her. Just like my last segment on Jaden, there really wasn't a lot of news on him either for missing. But when it comes to the body that they found that I told you about, that's had more news coverage. The same thing with this woman, same thing. She's had maybe 28 seconds of a news clip saying, look out for this woman. Now, this is 28-year-old Passion Shurz. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. Passion Shurz was reported missing from the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community on March 22nd. All right, now this is out of Arizona. Police did say they found her body 6 days later. A body found in a canal in Scottsdale has been identified as a woman reported missing from Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, police said. Passion Shurz, who was 28, was reported missing on March 22nd. Her body was found in a canal on March 28th, just 6 days after she was initially reported missing. She was last seen near Jackrabbit and Dobson Roads within the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community. The Salt River Police Department said.
Today, a woman's body was recovered from a canal near Indian Bend and Scottsdale Road. Scottsdale police say around 8 a.m. they responded to the scene after someone walking their dog along the canal spotted this woman's body. Police say they don't currently know how her body got to the bend and were unable to confirm if there were any traumatic injuries. Police say they're still working to identify the body as their investigation continues.
So she was last seen near Jackrabbit and Dobson Roads. Now, I did a background report on this woman, and I did get her address. So she did live off Jackrabbit Road. Looked like it was an apartment that she was associated with. If she didn't live there, then she was associated with this address, meaning she knew somebody that lived there, which we're going to get into that. And maybe she was staying there with them. That part, I'm not sure. The initial identification was made based on specific tattoos, physical characteristics, and a clothing description. Police said her dental records will be used to confirm her identification as soon as possible. Passion's family has been notified of this tragic outcome, and Scottsdale Police Department's crisis counselors helped with notification and are working to support the family, along with Salt River Police Department. Police confirmed that there was no injuries related to fractures, stab wounds, or any GSW wounds on Pasha's body. The medical examiner has not yet released her official cause of death. The police said the full report, including toxicology, would not be available for several weeks. Toxicology takes a long time, people. Just in case you don't know, that can be several weeks, sometimes even months. Just all depends. The investigation is not complete. Scottsdale detectives are working with Salt River police investigators and the medical examiner on thoroughly investigating this case and police together how Passion died and ended up in the canal. Scottsdale police said this is not the outcome anyone's looking for. Passion Schultz was hoping for. We extended our most heartfelt condolences to her family, friends, and community. And then it says, if you know any information, please contact the Scottsdale Police Department. Okay. So like I said, she was originally reported missing. Okay. And there was not a lot of information on her at the time. I should say not a lot of big media coverage on her. The reason why I got this, I didn't even know about her, was because of an email from a person. They told me to cover this case because her being found in the canal, they want me to see what I can find on my end. Now, anytime I try and find a missing individual, one of the first things I do is run a background on the missing individual. The reason why you run a background, and this should be standard procedure for anybody who's doing a proper investigation, especially to locate a person, or if they passed away, to see possibly if it was, if you think it was a homicide, who could have done it, because the background can tell a major story. For example, a couple cases I have done on, I'm not saying this is for this particular woman, but a couple cases I have done, the background has on the individual who was the victim, they've had a lot of drug charges. Some of them even had prostitution charges. So when you take a look at that, you can kind of put things together as in, were these charges recent or were they years ago? Because if they're recent, it's a possibility that the victim could have been doing the same thing. So if they were doing the same thing, let's say if they were still, on drugs or selling drugs, the crime could be drug related. Or the person who did this to them could be using, with them. Same thing if it's prostitution or anything like that. It could be a person who wanted the services, got out of hand, and they dumped the body off somewhere. This happens a lot. The same thing with the male. You look at their background, if they're known for having violent tendencies or drug issues or gang related, sometimes that will go back to their history. Some people don't like this, but this is exactly what you have to do to see exactly what happened to the person. Now, that does not mean this is, that this person deserves to die or nothing like that. No, whatsoever. But if you want the truth, you have to get down to the root of the cause to figure out what the truth is, especially in court, because the prosecutor needs to find a motive and a reason in order to get justice for the victim. All right. So in this case, with Passion, I did a background check. Now, her criminal history wasn't big, but she did have some minor drug charges, paraphernalia, marijuana, a bunch of traffic tickets, driving with a suspended I think it was a fake license plate, things of that. But she did have drug charges. Now, I couldn't see what type of drug charges, but she did. There was a misdemeanor and I want to say a couple felonies. So because I saw that, I start thinking automatically, is she hanging around other individuals who could possibly be doing the same thing, right? So I came across an individual. Remember, I told you I looked at her background and there was an address on Jackrabbit. Okay. I don't know if she lived there or was living with somebody else. So then I went and did a background check on that address to see who was possibly living there now. Now, I'm not going to tell you the individual's name, but I will say it's a male that could be possibly living there right now. Okay. I'll say the male is, I'll give you the initials of SC, okay? Well, I did a background check on this individual. I'm going to show you what I found. This is the criminal and traffic background report, okay? On SC. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So right now you see no valid driver's license, more than 65 miles per hour. So right now you see, traffic tickets, mandatory insurance, driving with a suspended license, no valid driver's license, no current registration, driving with suspended license. So all these things are separate from, like some of these were 2009. This one recently driving with suspended license. This one was 2004. Failure to appear, second degree. Then you see marijuana violation. Okay. Now these are older, from 2008, 2007. There's 3 of them. Okay. But still, just because they were back then doesn't mean the person's not doing it. Now, aggravated driving with a suspended license. Again, this is from 2003, 2004. Now, this is assault, intentional, knowing physical injury. So they do have a violent background. Shoplifting, another assault charge. Driving with suspended license, again, failure to produce evidence. Another assault charge, another driving with a suspended license. I don't know how many times you can get caught driving a suspended license without doing prison time. This is very odd. Drug paraphernalia violation. Again, another driving with suspended license. So many driving with suspended license. No mandatory insurance. Failure to produce. Burglary in the 3rd degree. Another felony of marijuana possession. Okay. Misdemeanor count, failure to pay fine. This guy, it goes on for a long time. Another drug paraphernalia, more shoplifting, assault to touch injury, failure to appear again. Okay. Misdemeanor count of criminal damage. Misdemeanor count of a probation violation. I mean, it just goes on. Felony count of probation violation. Another felony count of driving under suspended license, another felony count of marijuana possession, felony count of probation. It does not stop, people. Now, I'm not saying this individual is involved, and I'm not saying this individual is responsible, but when doing a proper, investigation analysis, these are things you have to look at. So if I was, let's say, law enforcement, I would be questioning this person just because there's addresses that match with the victim and him. Not only that, the victim has prior drug charges, and then this one has a lot of drug charges. So the victim was found in the canal. Some people, some counties might rule it off and say she jumped in the canal herself, but we don't know. Let's say they could have been possibly doing, narcotics together. She could have OD'd. He could have gave her something bad. This person panicked and then dumped her off in the canal. You have to look at things like this. Now, I'm not saying this person did it, but if it was me, this would be a person of interest that I would go interview. Now, Passion is a Native woman from a Native community, and there's been a lot of reports of missing Native women that are not getting the proper media coverage that they should. Just for example, let me know if you heard of this young lady, Lilianna Hadley, last seen March 19th, 2026. March 19th. Does that date sound familiar? That is the same exact date Passion went missing. The same exact date. This young lady, Lilianna, hoping I'm pronouncing her name right, she's 17, 5'7" in height, weight 135, eyes black, hair brown. Okay? She is from the exact same community that Passion was from. Okay? She was last seen on March 19, 2026 at approximately 8:55 a.m. in the area of Country Club Drive in Highland Avenue. Okay? She is also missing from Salt River Pima, Maricopa Indian community. So like I said, the same exact community, okay? Same exact community. And missing on the exact same day. So there is a lot of missing women, missing Native women that do not get the media coverage, is what I noticed. Let me know below if you noticed this too. So like I said, these two women were missed the same exact day from the same county. I don't know if there's any correlation, any relation. That part I don't know. There's not much of Lilianna yet. I can't really do much of a background because she's underage, but I'm going to dig into it more to see if I can find something, okay?
Now the family is raising something larger, the MMIP crisis. According to the FBI, 10,000 Native Americans went missing in 2024 alone.
Native lives matter too, and we need to stop this. It's an epidemic.
Advocates say they were told Passion does not currently meet the criteria for a turquoise alert. The system expanded last year to cover more Indigenous missing people. Alerts are only issued if local law enforcement has exhausted all resources and there is reason to believe the person is in danger. Some advocates say the threshold is too high.
We hear it's not against the law to go missing. I hear that every day so many times, but families know when it's concerning.
This weekend, volunteers are fanning out.
And it's our hope that she's somewhere and she's safe and her family can find that out.
Searching for a mother of two who left everything behind.
It hurts really bad because all I want, to know is that she's okay.
For ABC 15 Arizona, I'm Jane Caffrey.
Now, I will do an update when I get more updates on this. Like I said, this is no excuse for this to happen to Passion. No excuse whatsoever. Nobody deserves to lose their life no matter what the circumstances is. So don't get me wrong. My condolences go out to the family of Passion. And not only that, from the first segment of Jaden McComber, I hope that the family finds justice and finds him hopefully well and alive, and the body that they found, I'm hoping that the reports come back that it's not his. But I'm going to give you a report on that soon. I'm hoping to hear from any family members or somebody as close to the situation on Jaden. If you have any information on Passion, please call the authorities. Hey, even if you don't trust calling them, you're always welcome to get in touch with me. I will relay the message. That way you don't even have to be involved, all right? Please sign up for the membership. I just did a membership video today with a more in-depth look on me and why I report some of these stories. So please sign up for the membership when you can. Not only that, it helps me out with supporting the channel, and it helps me out with going out doing remote work and and looking for people. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment if you heard of any of these two stories. Comment if you know any of these two situations. Comment the city, state, country you are watching this from. I try to interact with everybody I can. Thank you for the support. This channel was almost at 25,000 subscribers. I've grown this much in the last 10 months. I am one of the fastest growing YouTube channels in the true crime sector. It has been unbelievable. Thank you, you guys. I love it, okay? Thank you for your support. Until next time, please take care of one another. Look out at your surroundings. Look out for your surroundings, okay? This is Fugitive TV. I'm out.